Hello everyone, welcome along. Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome along or welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe. And also, if you're looking at the details down below this video, there is a link where you can go to DeAgostini and you can look at getting one of these for yourself should you want to. And it really is a beautiful model, as you can see here. We've got the engine, gearbox and rear suspension all built up now into its space frame, and it's a very nice looking little model. It really is. So much better than some of the others out there. So, Tour de France, the Ferrari showcase in the 50s and 60s. Nobody in France doubted the invincibility of Ferrari cars, and as the victories increased, so did sales. So there we go. Yeah, I suppose sales increased for those who could afford it. And it's another 250. There they are again. Seems to be a bit of a theme here. So here's the 512 Berlinetta boxer. Now, if you remember, going back about 4 or 5 parts ago, they showed a picture of one of these and called it a 365. I said, sure, that's a 512. I never knew this was a 365, but here we go. It is actually a 512. So there we go. So it's probably a 5 litre 12 cylinder. Doesn't say there about the cubic capacity. I can't see because of the way the light works here. If I put the light on above me, then I can see what I'm looking at, but you can't. And if I don't have the light on, I can't see because the way the light's bouncing off the paper. Yeah, it was equipped with a 5 litre engine, 360 horsepower at 6,800 RPM. There we go. Beautiful car, beautiful, beautiful car. Look at those lovely seats. All handcrafted, no doubt. Okay, so here we are, pack 24, and in this one we're going to look at the stabilizer bar, which in England or UK is known as the anti-roll bar. So let's get the parts. Oh, here they are here. I was pre-prepared. So let's get the parts here and get them out. So we've got the nice blister pack of parts. We've got, blimey, 3 bags of screws and some clips. So it's very nice. We'll get the blister pack open. And tip that out there. Excuse my fingernails, guys. I'm currently working on a Fiat 131. If you want to find out all about that, go and have a look. There'll be a link in the description below. It's called Nigel's Fiat 131. It's another channel where I've got a Fiat 131, and at the moment, well, I've pretty much finished getting it roadworthy, and then we're going to drive it around for a little while, and then we're going to strip it down to a shell, get it up on a rotisserie, and turn it into an abarth. So, right. So we've got all our parts there, yes, and the little tiny brackets and these little tiny clips, and we've got screws, so that's very nice. Okay, so take the engine gearbox assembly, place it on your work surface with the stabilizer bar bracket, photo A, mount the bracket. So we're going to get our engine assembly here, like that, and we're going to take our stabilizer bracket and put it like that. Okay, and then this is going to screw. Where's it going to screw? Mount the bracket 24 on the engine gearbox assembly, resting its ends on top of the 2 rear frames. Make sure you follow the orientation shown in the photo B, and secure the bar to the left and right frame with 2 TM screws, photos C and D. So we've got to get that like that. It's that way up and that way around. Okay, and I'm going to slide that bar across underneath that pipe. It's going to sit. Okay, it's got to go over that pipe, sorry. And it's going to sit on top of the frame, on top of the space frame. It's going to push back on those plug leads. And it's going to go onto those holes, blimey. I think it's going to sort of pop down because there's a... There we go. It does pop underneath the distributors. And it just pops down like that. got it too far back, I think. Something's not right here. Okay, it's got to pop in between. Alright, so see these blocks here? This is where I was going wrong. It sits down, there's a lug on there. You can see here, I'll grab something to point with, you can see here, that's the part I've just fitted, and it fits down inside that lot. Okay, so it sort of goes in and it feels like it's very tight, and then it sort of drops down into that gap. So it's sort of pushing everything out of the way, and then it's just falling in. Now we've got to somehow get a screw in there. So we've got 3 of these screws, so we'll have 1 spare. Come on, come out. Right. So we're going to have to somehow get down into there and get this screw in. This is going to be pretty bloody awkward. Let me get my little Tamiya screwdriver. I haven't tapped the thread. So it's going to take some winding in with this tiny little screwdriver, but it is going together. Okay, that's gone in there. I'm not going to complain about the build sequence, guys, because there's no other way to do this. You couldn't do this before you fitted the engine. So they could always have you glue it in or something stupid, but that wouldn't work. Just got to be careful not to damage anything. Kind of looking at the end of the screwdriver here and making sure it's not going to break off that connector there. I'm going to get my slightly larger screwdriver to finish it off, because I can't get the purchase on that with that tiny little Tamiya one. I think that's it, it's got it tight now. There we go. So it's not that awkward, but it is awkward. But it does go in, as you can see. It fits in there. Once it's gone in, down, it's easy. It's getting it in that's the problem. So put it over this clear pipe, underneath your plug wires there, and you're good to go. Right. Place the let's move that out of the way. Place the stabilizer bar 24B, the 2 tie rods 24C, and 2 BM screws. Okay, so you want 2 of those. 2 of those on the bench. Insert the smaller eyelets of the 2 tie rods into the forks of the stabilizer bar. So that's the smaller eyelets. Now then, are these screws going to go straight through there, or do they need to be thread cut? There we go. Just like that. And then we'll cut the thread in this one as well. I say all the time, guys, you don't have to do this. I just like to do it. I like to cut the threads. There we go. So those done. And then we're going to insert a BM screw into each side. So that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. Let's say again, make sure that the screw is actually going into the arm and not just pushing up against the side of it, otherwise you'll snap off the Okay, and then once that's done, just slightly back it off. That'll make it move. It doesn't need to be all floppy and easy to move, because basically it's you're not going to be playing with it and pushing up and down on the suspension stuff. Okay, so just get that screw into there, and then we'll put that link rod into there, and then we'll screw this screw in. Make sure it stays in, or lines up should I say, not stays in. That's gone in beautifully, just like that. Just back it off so that it moves. So that's that done. Okay, so that can go like that as it is in the drawing there. Right, fit stabilizer bar 24B to bracket 24A, which is already attached to the engine gearbox assembly. The stabilizer bar must pass between the pairs of uprights at the end of the bracket, with the tie rods pointing towards the rear of the assembly photo B. To hold the bar in position, place the stops 24D on the pairs of uprights and fix them with 2 AM screws. So AM screws, got 2 of those, 1 in the bag. So that is going to go onto our engine, and it's going to fit between these uprights. You've got these two uprights here. It's going to fit in there. My battery's about to run out. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. The camera I use is a Sony ZV-1, and I wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy. It's absolute garbage. It takes forever to set up. Every time you switch it off and on, I've only got to go through this whole rigmarole, and then it doesn't actually charge while it's filming, so quite often the battery goes flat. And like I said, you just know the battery's about to run out. It wasn't the battery, it was actually the memory in the camera was about to run out. And it doesn't beep, it doesn't flash a light or anything. You just happen to look up, and in the top left hand corner of the window that I can look at, I'm sort of looking up here, looking at the camera. There's a little thing that tells me how many minutes filming I've got left. It's just an orange 0 flashing, and it's letting me know that it doesn't beep or anything. It's pathetic, it's rubbish. I wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy, as I say. Right, so this anti-roll bar is going to go on here. Now, it's going to have to go with these hooks facing downwards, obviously, because obviously these links are going to go down to the suspension. So make sure you've got this here facing down, and then it's going to hook over and sit in between those 2 lugs like that. You can see there, sitting in between these 2 lugs. And then we're going to take these brackets here, and I'm hoping the battery is about to go actually, and I'm hoping it's not going to go while I'm filming this, because there must be about 15 edits in this video already. I'm exaggerating, but we've got 2 AM screws. We're going to put 1 in there. I've already cut the threads. I did that while I was off camera, waiting for the data to download onto the PC. And then that one's going to go in there like that. Swing that across, and we can put that screw into there, just like that. And that will go into that hole. Pull that down, and then we can slide the anti-roll bar across, and then the anti-roll bar, the bottom of the link, got to be careful of those pipes on the front of the engine, it's going to go into there, and then that one's going to go into there. And then we've got these little, for some reason they give us 3, we must have a spare one. They talk in the manual about cutting them off a sprue. Sorry, this is over the page. They talk about cutting them off the sprue. They've obviously decided that it's best to have them cut off for us, because, please come out. Come out. God, dear, dear, dear. There we go, right. They obviously decided it's better to have them cut off, otherwise you end up with a big black mark on them. Shame some other manufacturers don't do the same. So that is basically going to push over there like so. It's very easy actually, it's not a difficult fit at all. That's just got to push onto there. I don't want to put the engine down on its front because we'll break those plastic pipes, those coolant pipes. There we go. So you can see they've gone on like that. And there's our anti-roll bar fitted, or stabilizer if you're in the US. Okay, so there we are. What a beauty. It's starting to look really, really nice. Very, very complex. We've got all the brake pipes and everything. Looking very, very nice indeed. Be careful of all these water pipes on the front. Right, I will see you for the next one very soon. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget, tune in again. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe. Bye for now.